This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Adam Smith. Adam, back on the boxing beat once again. Good to have you around. How are you finding your time back in Riyadh so far?
Yeah, it's really nice. I just got in yesterday, and it's great being back in the boxing world. I've been to a few shows. I commentated on the GBM Sports show in Sheffield the other day, and I'm back actually doing their big show in Coventry straight after this. So it's a bit non-stop for me. But I was asked to do this for the BBC for radio. Something I've always wanted to do, radio, since I was a kid, and I was absolutely delighted to be asked. And it's a pleasure just to be back and amongst it. And I feel healthy and I feel ready to go, and I feel like a kid again, actually, Andy. I'm really excited. We've also launched Summit Sports as well. Ollie Weingarten and I, this brilliant management company, we hope is going to be a 360-degree sort of one-stop shop. We've got a fantastic set of creators and gamers. We're going to try and get some boxers, some Formula One, hopefully some great drivers of the future, and plenty of others. So it's great. I want to work with sportsmen and women. I want to do some broadcasting, and I'm going to do some GBM Sports commentary on Saturday night. A bit of everything. A little bit of just being around the world I love, and trying to think about my health a bit too, Andy. But it's great to see you.
Adam, it's always good to see you as well, and I'm glad to see you back in and amongst these big fight nights that we will see tomorrow night. Let's get into it. Joshua-Ngannou. I said to Eddie, he's quite a big man himself these days. He's put himself in good shape, but I wouldn't want to be him stood between those two up on the stage. What do you make of the way?
Yeah, look, it's one of those intriguing, fascinating, mad, crazy, weird fights, isn't it, that sometimes is dished up in our sport, and especially with the heavyweights. We didn't think we'd be here doing this, did we, when Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou last year? That shocked everybody. Tyson had a terrible night, but Ngannou showed us he can box, and box a bit, and it was his professional debut, and obviously he carries frightening power, so he's got to be taken seriously. On paper, Anthony Joshua should win this fight. He's a two-time heavyweight champion. He's back in form again. He looked good, I thought, last time out against Otto Wallin. I like this relationship he's got with Ben Davison. And if he executes the game plan tomorrow night, I imagine he'll come through and he'll wait for the winner of Fury and Usyk. But we just don't know, do we? The jeopardy in this. And the Ngannou team are very confident. There's a huge amount of fans and family over from Cameroon and all around the world, probably, for Francis. He's a very popular guy, and he's a great athlete too. You know, I've been watching a lot of his UFC fights this week, and he's a beast. He's a huge man with lights out power, and it can land at any time. So it'd be interesting to see if he's improved since the Fury fight in terms of boxing technique, and it'd be interesting to see how AJ deals with it if he's in trouble. And he could land a shot, couldn't he, Ngannou, and then the tactics might change. So a very, very interesting fight to watch, and one I guess I expect AJ to come through, but with no definitive authority on that, and I'm sure you're the same.
I certainly am, Adam. Just one more with that main event. There's a lot of talk about the lack of an element of surprise now on Francis Ngannou's behalf. How key of a factor will that be for AJ, his preparations going into this fight?
What about the surprise factor of AJ's power too? I think people are overlooking or underestimating what maybe Joshua can do to Ngannou. Everyone's talking about the big power, but ultimately, that's the old saying of Floyd Mayweather, skills pay the bills. And in a boxing ring, you do need the skills. And Tyson Fury should have beaten Ngannou, but he had a really bad night. So I think, it's a difficult one for Joshua. He's always got the pressure on his shoulders. Everybody expects the entire time. If he doesn't stop Ngannou, is that a bad result? Tyson had the off night. If he wins on points, if he loses, I mean, it's a difficult one. I think Joshua, quite rightly, just shuts everything out. He concentrates on his training. He wants to learn. He wants to improve more. And that's what Ben and him did. I think Ben and him got the tactics right. He executed them perfectly against Otto Wallin, like the way he went to the body, like the jabs. I think if he double jabs, if he gets centering, shows some authority, and then obviously uses his feet. He can't stay in too close, but he can't be backed up. It's a tough fight to get right for Joshua. But Ngannou, he's got absolutely nothing to lose again. And, he could surprise us with the way he's improved. Remember, he wanted to be a boxer right at the beginning. It wasn't MMA that floated his boat. It was Mike Tyson. So, he has been... He's been training for these sort of moments for a long, long time, but it's his second professional fight. Surely he can't beat Joshua. I mean, most people thought he beat Fury, so I saw an interview with Paul Smith this week, and he said, "Should we all, we all thought that was going to happen. It should happen. It should happen. It should doesn't work in boxing, does it? We have to wait and see."
Just a couple of quick topics I want to get your thoughts on before I let you go. Obviously, there's a lot of noise down there about the Ben and Manny Pacquiao coming together, potential fight. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, look, I am looking forward to seeing Conor, looking forward to seeing Manny. It's obviously a fascinating fight again. I mean, Manny is right at the end of his career. Conor is coming through, and Conor's had his issues, but he's good to fight, and he's going, and he's getting on with his career, and I love that. And look, if it's an attraction, people want to see it. That's what we want to see. Whether it was Conor Benn and Chris Eubank, it's Conor Benn and Manny Pacquiao, whatever. People look for these star fights. Khan and Brook, it took years and years to make that, didn't it? And it was too late, but we still got all the attention on it. So yeah, look, if it's good for boxing, it's good for the fighters, good for the fans, it's good with me, Andy.
Final one from me, Adam, because I can see the team quickly leaving there. Your old platform, your old broadcaster, March 31st, Fabio Wardley, Fraser Clarke. What do you expect to see in that heavyweight clash?
Yeah, really good fight, isn't it? It's a really good night, that, for Ben and the whole Sky team. Great to see my Sky comrades. They're still my mates, right? Matt and Andy and James Tynan and everybody. It's Johnny, obviously fantastic to see them. May 31st, big night. Fraser's so much experience. All the amateur pedigree behind him. He should have too much over the distance, you'd have thought, but he hasn't really shown that as a professional yet. And Fabio has got real momentum behind him, and I love his story. I think it's a real 50-50. I can't wait to see it.
Adam, appreciate your time. Enjoy tomorrow night. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy.